What does it mean to protect oneself from betrayal? And how can we approach love and trust with a stronger, more resilient mindset? Relationships are often the most cherished parts of our lives, but they can also lead to deep pain, especially when trust is broken. Many of us have felt betrayed by people we never expected would hurt us. This hurt often springs from expectations we unknowingly set, hoping others will behave in ways we find acceptable or loyal. But if betrayal feels inevitable, how should we guard our hearts while remaining open to meaningful connections? In the ancient philosophy of Stoicism, there is an emphasis on managing expectations and accepting the nature of others without letting it disturb our inner peace. The Stoics, like Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius, taught that much of our emotional pain comes from our attachment to outcomes and ideals we cannot control. They would advise us to remember that others' actions are beyond our control and instead focus on how we react to them. Should we place our peace of mind in the hands of others, knowing they might act in ways that could harm us? Or should we learn to engage with people while keeping our expectations measured, prepared for both loyalty and betrayal? By understanding Stoic teachings, we learn that love and trust do not mean we ignore the possibility of betrayal. Rather, we accept it as part of human nature. This doesn't mean we love less, but we love wisely without illusions and with a grounded sense of reality. When we approach relationships in this way, we gain emotional resilience, knowing that while betrayal may come, it cannot shake the foundation of who we are. As the Stoics would remind us, the power lies not in avoiding love, but in cultivating the strength to remain whole, regardless of how others may act. Before we start, please subscribe to the channel, and if you like this video, like it and write your opinion through comments. After this introduction, we go to the main topic and examine 4 of these models of people. If you don't want betrayal, don't love 4 people. Number 1. Self-centered people. Stoic philosophy emphasizes balance and mutual respect in relationships, yet relationships with self-centered people often disrupt this harmony. Self-centered individuals are preoccupied with their own interests, rarely considering the needs and emotions of others. This tendency makes it challenging to build a relationship based on reciprocity and understanding. In your own life, have you ever felt like you were the only one giving in a relationship? The Stoics believe that relationships should be based on virtue and mutual support, but with self-centered individuals, this balance is often missing. Psychologically, self-centered people often lack empathy, which can lead them to prioritize their goals, sometimes at the expense of others. This is not only frustrating but can also lead to feelings of betrayal, as they may use people for their own benefit without consideration for the impact. For example, imagine working tirelessly to support a friend through a difficult time only to find that when you need support, they are nowhere to be found. According to Stoicism, investing deeply in such relationships is not wise, as it opens us up to unnecessary emotional suffering. Furthermore, self-centered people may act unpredictably as they make decisions based on personal gains. For instance, in a workplace setting, a self-centered colleague might readily take credit for a shared project to boost their standing, disregarding the collective effort. Stoics would advise against becoming emotionally attached to people like this because the likelihood of disappointment and betrayal is high. Rather than trying to change these individuals, Stoicism suggests focusing on your own behavior and maintaining inner stability. The Stoic path encourages us to be mindful of who we let close to us, especially if they exhibit self-centered traits. Building relationships based on shared values, kindness, and mutual respect is key to finding connections that enrich rather than drain us. In a world where self-interest is often prioritized, is it truly worth investing in relationships where one party takes more than they give? Number 2. Emotionally unstable individuals. Emotionally unstable individuals can deeply affect our peace and balance, which are core tenets in Stoic philosophy. People who exhibit emotional instability often struggle with unpredictable reactions and may feel easily overwhelmed. From a Stoic perspective, this instability can interfere with one's own tranquility, as such people may respond erratically, bringing turmoil into otherwise stable relationships. Have you ever had a friend or acquaintance whose emotional swings left you feeling uneasy or confused? Psychologically, emotional instability is often associated with impulsive behavior, leading people to act without considering consequences. This can lead to moments where they may say or do things that hurt others, later expressing regret. For example, a friend who constantly brings drama to the friendship can create a cycle of anxiety, as you're never sure when the next wave of turmoil will hit. Stoic philosophy teaches us to maintain composure and avoid situations that threaten our inner peace, encouraging us to set boundaries with people who may unintentionally disrupt our emotional stability. Additionally, the Stoics believe that we should strive for self-control and a sense of emotional resilience. Building relationships with those who lack these qualities can make it difficult to cultivate our own tranquility. Imagine constantly reassuring or calming someone only for them to repeat the same behaviors. The Stoics would argue that it is unwise to become overly involved in these relationships, as they can pull us away from our own growth and self-reflection. Ultimately, Stoicism reminds us that we are responsible for protecting our own well-being. While compassion is essential, it is equally important to recognize when a relationship with an emotionally unstable person may compromise our own peace. Is it fair to sacrifice your own emotional health for the sake of keeping someone else afloat? Number 3. Overly ambitious people. While ambition is often praised in society, overly ambitious individuals can bring challenges to close relationships. Stoic philosophy warns us to be cautious of those driven solely by the pursuit of success or recognition, as their ambitions may overshadow personal connections. Overly ambitious people are often willing to sacrifice relationships for their goals, which can lead to betrayal or disappointment. Have you ever been close to someone whose aspirations seem to eclipse everything else, including friendships? In psychology, people with excessive ambition may display traits like competitiveness and sometimes even manipulation to reach their objectives. This drive can create a situation where they use others as stepping stones, prioritizing success over loyalty. For example, a colleague who consistently competes with you, even subtly, might exploit shared work for their own gain, leaving you feeling used or betrayed. Stoic teachings suggest that we should avoid becoming attached to individuals with such motives, as this attachment can lead to disappointment. Furthermore, Stoicism places value on contentment with one's place in life and self-discipline. Overly ambitious people may disrupt this balance, encouraging a constant striving that conflicts with the Stoic principle of being satisfied with what one has. For example, a friend who pressures you to keep up with their lifestyle or achievements might influence you to abandon your values, leading to inner conflict. The Stoics would advocate for aligning with people who share similar values of moderation and inner peace, rather than excessive ambition. In the end, building relationships with those who seek balance rather than relentless ambition can bring more harmony to your life. Can ambition be a positive quality without harming the bonds of friendship? According to the Stoics, only when ambition is tempered by virtue and respect for others can it coexist peacefully in relationships. Number 4. People who don't respect boundaries. Respect for personal boundaries is essential to a healthy relationship, yet people who fail to recognize or honor boundaries often leave others feeling betrayed. In Stoic philosophy, setting and respecting boundaries is a cornerstone for inner peace and autonomy. When someone repeatedly disregards your limits, they show a lack of respect, which can erode trust over time. Have you encountered people who cross boundaries without regard for your comfort or well-being? From a psychological perspective, boundary issues often arise from a lack of empathy or awareness, leading people to act without considering the feelings of others. Someone who constantly invades your personal space or pressures you into uncomfortable situations can leave you feeling exploited. For instance, a friend who insists on knowing every detail of your life, even when you're uncomfortable sharing, may fail to recognize the importance of respecting your privacy. Stoic philosophy encourages individuals to be mindful of such relationships, as they can disturb your peace and emotional balance. The Stoics valued self-discipline and emotional resilience, both of which are threatened when we allow others to disregard our boundaries. People who ignore boundaries may cause emotional strain, which disrupts the inner tranquility Stoicism seeks to cultivate. For example, a family member who frequently involves you in their personal conflicts without permission may not realize how this affects your mental state. Setting boundaries is not only a way to protect yourself, but also a Stoic practice that fosters independence and self-control. Ultimately, surrounding yourself with people who respect your limits allows for relationships that promote peace and mutual respect. Stoics would argue that it is essential to create distance from those who do not respect boundaries, as they may betray your trust when it serves their purpose. How do you set boundaries in your life? And do the people close to you honor them? I hope these Stoic teachings are useful and effective for you. My goal is to make your life better and more enjoyable. I will accompany you in this interesting and meaningful magazine.